We're back with some floppy quotes, and I've got a quote right here. I'm not sure if this is a philosophical one or not, but whatever, it's the one I just pulled out because all the other ones are a bit too sloppy. I might do some sloppy quotes later, but we'll do this one for now. I'll just read it to you. You're a beautiful combination of stardust and ocean waves. You are human, and it's okay to mess up. This one is by Catherine Murphy. That's Catherine with a K. Is it usually with a K or a C? Because I know a bit of both. But Catherine Murphy, I'm guessing she's an author of something? I'm not sure. Or is she a philosopher too? We're all philosophers, to be honest. And as long as our words and our quotations are seen as wise, we'll be given that style of being a philosopher. But this quote, I'll read it again. You're a beautiful combination of stardust and ocean waves. You are human, and it's okay to mess up. So I guess this quote relates to most of the humans out there. You know, good on you guys. As for the elves like me, I hope it applies to me too. I'd like to be stardust and ocean waves. No, but whatever. But I think this quote is one of empowerment and to make you feel okay, especially when you're under the pressure. Because she concludes it with, you're human and it's okay to mess up. We all mess up. Well, most of us do. All you motherfuckers out there that never mess up and everything's perfect, well, good on you. All right, this quote's not for you. You need to go over there and like go watch Happy Tree Friends or some shit. Well, anyway, we all mess up, and that's okay, because as a lot of us know, we can learn from the mistakes we make. We don't always learn, of course, but there are lessons to learn. Because, of course, when you make a mistake, it means you could do better. And you can do better. You will do better. So long as you apply yourself. And this is sort of saying the same thing. It's saying, look, you messed up. So what? You're still good. You're still special. And I think a lot of us out there need that message. There are so many quotes out there that say something very similar to this. This just happens to be the one that I picked out. It was the first one to come up in front of me. And everyone, you're all special. And you're all unique. Just like everyone else. What was that quote from? You're special. Just like everyone else. I like that one because it kind of brings us all back down to earth. Like, yo, you're just a human, so relax, alright? Like, you're not Mr. Impressive or Mrs. Spectacular or anything. You're just a regular person and you think you're unique and you think you got special ideas and all that stuff. You're just a person. Relax. Please don't take what I was saying right there too seriously, because at the same time, you really are special. Everyone is unique in their own way. Everyone stands out in their own way. Just because you're not standing out on the basketball field, the football field, the courtroom, anywhere, your workplace, doesn't mean that you don't have a vibrance to you. Because you are just as important as the person next to you or the person above you in whatever circumstance they're in or you're all in. The thing I found most in life is that most people haven't found where they truly shine or how they can truly shine. That's the issue here. You know, like there's always been a lot of arguments in time about the trends in civilization, especially the whole thing about civilization as well. It's a system. It's a system designed by Well, I guess it was designed by a few people back then, and it's evolved over time and time. But either way, it's still a system. It's still an unnatural thing. I'm not sure if our genetics inside us have completely caught up to adapt perfectly to what is known as a system, something kind of unnatural. But the fact that we're humans, we're a natural thing living within an unnatural construct like civilization, sometimes it's not that easy to find where you fit in. And the fact that it's not a natural habitat or occurrence sort of makes adaptation a little bit more complicated and harder. Because I think naturally most species of living organisms, when they adapt to their environment, I'm not sure if they're consciously thinking like, yo man, we need to like become adjusted to these low temperatures, or it's like, oh man, we need to get adjusted to these low nitrogen and oxygen levels. But over time and through their generations, they adapt. So if anything, if you're going through a struggle, oh, this is a mean way to see it. If you're going through a struggle in your life and it's really hard for you, your offspring, your next generation after you, because hopefully you get to plant your seed and, you know, get more of you little yous walking around, living around. The fact that you're struggling with your current environment, and then if your child struggles with it too, I think they have the chance to create some sort of adaptation within themselves to better survive. Because it's bullshit. You, in your generation, you struggled so hard with this environment, and then you didn't pick up anything to help you survive, because you might have learned something or some sort of skill, some sort of way of thinking, some sort of way to move. You know, you would have adapted something to help you survive a few more days, because you would have died out within like the days or weeks, not live on the years that civilization has allowed you. So, you know, you've given yourself a chance for your future generations to grow these adaptations that will help them survive. So sadly, a nice way to think of it is like your suffering is helping all the future generations. But through your suffering, you better learn some skills or some way to adapt to what's happening. Civilization has, you know what? I take back what I said before. I said civilization makes it hard to adapt because it's unnatural. I think civilization actually makes it easier to adapt to the new environment, because one of the perks of living in civilization is this longevity that they try to promise you. There's of course places where the longevity doesn't always prevail, but in general, like with physical health and I guess nutritional health, we could say, yeah, like you have a better chance of longevity. And with that, you can hopefully learn and adopt skills, techniques, or ways of living that will help you survive in this crazy, rigid, unnatural habitat that we have that's called civilization. And, ooh, damn, that's deep. But besides that, you have to also realize you're special. And I'm not just saying that just to be nice. Oh, you know, hey, oh, you're so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Man, everyone tells me I'm beautiful, man. How do I know what you're saying is real? No. We as humans, you have to understand that you are part of a collective that is superior to most other living organisms here on our planet. Don't worry about the other planets, bro. Don't worry about the other universes and what they got and life there and how's it. Why should we bother with that? Like, it's beyond us right now. Let's just concentrate where we are in the now, in the present. And you are a human. You are the dominant species. You are the species that adapts the most. I think bacteria adapts better. I'm not sure. But whatever, we're like advanced bacteria. And don't take that in a bad way. Bacteria's amazing. Bro, bacteria's been living with us like since back in the day. If anything, you have to respect bacteria because there's thousands of bacteria keeping us alive. We live in, what's that word? Like symbiosis with bacteria, man. They help us live. It's part of like our whole makeup. It's part of our system. The whole system that is a human being like, you know, flesh, connective tissue, the heart, the brain, electricity and all that. Bacteria is part of it. It may not entirely be part of our consciousness, but it's still part of us. It's very much a part of this system, this business that is running. And besides that, this system that we blessedly adopted when we came down to Earth, it has strived and thrived for a long time. I'm pretty sure more than the thousands of years that history tells us right now. I'm pretty sure it's been a lot longer than that. I'm not going to get into that explanation, but you are Stardust and you are ocean waves. Is it ocean waves? Some people, they're like, what is Stardust? Blah, blah, blah. It just sounds pretty, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it is pretty. We are children of the sun, and not like, oh, the sun gave birth to us. You know what? Yeah, the sun gave birth to us. But to be more specific, we were a division of the sun. We are like, you know mitosis? Is it meiosis or mitosis? I think it's mitosis. When a cell splits into two perfect copies of itself, we're somewhat that of the sun. We're just particles of Sol when he blew up and, you know, spread his dust everywhere. We're like he sneezed and then all his sneeze particles went everywhere. One of his big sneeze particles, one of his big boogies was Earth, and Earth like decided to remain and revolve around Sol. And Earth, she decided to eventually spawn lots of life. And then this life eventually adapted and evolved into many different species. One of them being us. Whether you're human or you're beast or you're a complete filthy pig, cow, whatever you are originally from a star. Sol, the Father. And that's beautiful, isn't it? That means you're more than just whatever the rest of the world out there is telling you, or whatever you're convincing yourself you are. You're amazing. You're part of our galaxy, our universe. And that's special. And the ocean waves, apparently, have you guys seen that meme of that fish? And it's crawling out of the water, and then the meme says like, oh, thanks to this damn fish who decided to walk out of the water, now I have to work and pay rent and all that. And there's all these root fingers. Yeah, thanks to that fish who came out of the ocean, most of us are now here working and paying rent. But still, you're more miraculous than you think. And you have the ability to do a lot more than what you believe. Because your environment is probably conditioning you to make you think this is all that life is. This is all you can do. This is all you should do. And sadly, it doesn't give you the time or the opportunities to see what else you can do. If anything, sadly, you have not given yourself the time or the opportunities to see what else you can do because of fear, because of discomfort, because of, oh, this is more important, or this is more important, oh, what this person wants is more important, what these people want is more important, what they're all doing looks more important. You are important. And when you treat yourself like that, like you are actually important, you will start to claim back most of that one resource that is most precious to you, that you've been giving away, sadly, to others that don't matter. That resource, time. When you give yourself back that time, or you reclaim all your time, and you know what to do with it, you spend some of that time reevaluating yourself, you'll start to find ways to create opportunities to really see what else you could do, what else you can try. And if you take the time to learn from your lessons, every sort of new experience and change will involve a discomfort. Because you know what that discomfort is? It's that pain you've been going through. It's that pain of adaptation. Or adaptation. Is it adaptation or adaptation? I know there's a difference between both of them. But yeah, adaptation or adaptation, it can get very uncomfortable, especially like when you're definitely not physically acclimated to whatever it is new that you're doing, whether it be extreme physical exercise or from going to be a slow and steady long distance runner to a fast, explosive, bursty type of person. It's a bit uncomfortable, and like, you know, you're not going to feel as good about yourself. But as every baby needs to do, they need to try their hardest, fall over while they're trying to take the baby steps. And eventually they'll be walking all over the place, you know, be stomping the floor and like not going to sleep, and tell them, hey, like go back to your room, but they're going somewhere else. That's when the fun starts, you know. Once you start getting better at something, when you give yourself that chance to become better at something, that's when it becomes more fun. And then who cares what Susie needed at like 8 o'clock the next morning, blah, 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 blah. What about you? What did you need? You needed to enjoy the beauty that is you. Stardust and Oceanwaves. Is that even what the quote was about? Yeah, give yourself more slack. You're a human. And just because some system says you need to be like this, you need to be like that, the truth is the system knows that it would like the most optimal person who can be like this as best as possible. But it still knows that everyone's human and people are going to fall out. And that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. That just means that system wasn't for you. And there was someone else better suited for that system, which doesn't undermine you in any way. You'd best find somewhere better where you'll be treated with love and respect for who you are, not what you're trying to be, but for who you are. You give yourself enough years, you'll adapt into whatever the hell it wants to be. But who wants to waste years trying to become something that they don't need to be when they're already good enough for something else? Everyone is good at something. Everyone is nurtured and raised in a way where they'll have a place. And when they level up, they'll find an even better place. It's up to them whether then they want to move on or not. But don't worry too much about systems. Create your own system. And then put other people through the fucking ringer. No, don't do that. Maybe you can create a better system that will better utilize people's skills and advantages rather than just being a sifting filter. But of course, civilization is still juvenile in a sense. And sadly, we just have to work with the harsh filters of the occupational world while we're still in this juvenile state. But other than that, don't worry about the systems. Become a creator. Create your own beauty. And create it with respect for others so that you can co-create with others. Because co-creation is beautiful. That's the other beauty of being human. That socialization, that co-creation, that coming together, that 2 minds is better than 1. 100 minds is better than 1. How about that? Why are we only talking about 2? Why not 5? Why not 1 billion? But yeah, show the love, create your own beauty, and see and synergize and work with others and compromise so you can co-create beauty with others and make a better place for everyone else. I'm not even sure if this recording has been recording or picking up my voice or anything, so I'm signing out.